Hey guys, welcome back to our Third Age campaign as Mordor. Last episode we began our siege of Tier Thorn with Dwarvois. We've got one more turn until our remaining siege equipment is complete. We'll pump out another 4 or 5 siege towers, and then we can begin our assault on the walls. We've got 2 rams, 2 towers right now, so once we're done we'll have 7 towers, which is quite a lot, quite a bit more than we actually have. Like assault infantry, I think. Our orc raiders, uruks as well. We don't have enough of them to man the towers, and unfortunately a lot of Dalish armies have come out of the woodworks to reinforce in the Battle of Tier Thorn. Unfortunately for them, we can easily do night attacks, and in addition we can also bribe these motherfuckers. Potentially, we can offer a bribe. We are indeed too poor to bribe any of these guys. In fact, our income has taken a dip because of our recruitment. We've recruited a few orcish generals as well as a bunch more units, which I think has put a large dent in our income. I think right now we're sitting around 2,300 gold coins per turn. It says projected profits 1,900, which, well, that's probably a bit more accurate than my shitty math in my head. So we'll say we're rocking around 2,000 gold per turn. Like I said, though, we're going to put a spending freeze in place because we're trying to save up for that barracks in the Black Gate. But for now, we will adopt Zagrad because the benefactor is Radthak, who is located in Edoras and Dunharrow. And we need another general to garrison Aldburg once all of our Nazgul vacate. For example, we have Radthak in Dunharrow, will have Muzzlok in Edoras, and in addition we will have Zagrad in Aldburg once we vacate. And we'll take a look at our income. Yes, indeed, every orcish general costs 500 gold coins, which is why, if you're not aware, that's why I've always abstained from adopting a huge amount of them, because they're as expensive as a unit of trolls, and maybe a little less useful. So that is why. But I do need some governors to garrison these places, and that is why I've now recruited them. End of turn report. Wonderful. Harad is once again the largest faction because they've just recently captured another region. Where that region is, I could not tell you. Honestly, I don't see any new red regions on the map for now. Anyway, our queues are stalled. That's just fine. We've recruited a lot of units, which, like I said, put a large dent in our turn-per-turn income. We've recruited a bunch in our lands in Mordor, for example, in Minas Morgul, Cirith, I think Durthang as well, and the Black Gate. And the reason for that is so that these units could form up and make an army for an orcish general up in the north. We'll grab these 2 units of... No, we won't leave them. Well, we'll grab them, whatever. This is why I always left garrison units in all of these lands, just for public order, but also in case I needed to build like a militia army, in essence. We've got orc bands in Durthang, and just a fucking bunch of units in Barad-dûr. We will not retrain these guys for now, so look at this. We've got 5 units, 9, 10... and then an additional 3 of just shitty orc units for Zagbug, who is now heading towards Thornburg. It looks like the elves are not too intent on capturing Thornburg as I had feared, basically. Captain Istween is just standing around the walls. Captain Faradir coming from the north for some reason. And then Captain Sidian is looking to approach Malgalad, potentially, which I would not be too upset about losing if that were to happen. Oh man, Captain Yumruck. Oh my god, look at these guys. I open the screen and it's just a vast swath of silver. They've got, scale armor, whatever these chest plates are. It just looks absolutely wonderful. And these guys, I'm hoping, are going to come reinforce in the battle for Tier Thorn, or maybe they'll knock out all of these smaller armies. That would be great. So Thornburg is slowly going to be reinforced and garrisoned, and it will be the home base for Mug Lags or Zagbug's army once he arrives and forms one. So that's pretty much what's going on in the eastern half of the Empire right now. In the west, we are just amassing a large amount of units. For example, we've got this whole stack in Fort Details, which we'll have to take out Captain Heostor. Boom. We lost 400 orcs, but we took out that little stack. And we have a man of the hour, huh? My gosh, this guy is actually not a bad general. We'll do it, whatever the fuck. Captain Zaglon. There we are. Look at this guy. Oh my gosh. Maybe if he was a little bit handsomer, I wouldn't feel bad about treating him as, you know, a really good general. Because that's in essence what he is. He is a very good general because he was able to come out on top of that, leading his forces. And for that reason, I gave him the honor of becoming, you know, a legitimate general in our army. And maybe that has put me in the red, potentially. Hard to say. But anyway, these armies are going to, these units, rather, are going to head towards Aldborg to reinforce, so that we can build some armies for our Nazgul. It looks like Oswin, a general I suspect of being scripted and sprouting out of the trees here, really did not pose any threat to our forces in Edoras, Dunharrow, etc. He just kind of ambled by. So we're going to take Hormwrath. No, we will not take Hormwrath. We will instead take Dawndeath. We'll pull Dawndeath out of Edoras once we retrain him, I suppose. We'll give him some nice armor, and then we'll pull him out of Edoras to build an army. Possibly he will hunt down Oswin, although not entirely necessary. Because, as I said, it doesn't seem like he is going to be too big of a deal. He's not that big of a threat to our kingdom, although he does have a really strong army, that's the only thing, so we have to keep an eye on him. We have Lunmaz, who's passing through the lands here. Zagmuz, or Nagmuz, I believe his name was. These guys gotta feel absolutely terrible as I just completely forget their names. Like, it's like I'm looking at them. Hey, Greg, how are you today? It's like, well, sorry, it's Frederick. And I'm like, oh, sorry, Frederick. And then next time I see him, I'm like, hello, Frank. And they're like, you know what, never mind. But anyway, we've got our spies all dealt with, I believe. We did have another up in the Elven lands, I thought. Yes, it is Luglun. Let's see. Fangorn is completely devoid of units. Oh, shit. Fangorn is garrisoned solely by Gamling, who is 70 years old. It's always nice to find a nice... That's a nice surprise when you head into some godforsaken territory in the game and you find a really important character just kicking it old school. I suppose is just chillaxing in the oh shit, you know what I just realized? I just realized that I pulled all of our units out of Minas Tirith, and therefore it is very near ready to rebel. There we are. We don't actually have any garrisoning governors or what have you in Minas Tirith either, which is kind of weird. But anyway, I think that's it for this turn. We've moved a lot of units around. We've shuffled them from point A to point B. We do have a lot of units in Karendros, just garrisoning the place. These two units are not needed, so we'll put them in this army here and send them westward. I am recruiting a few more units in Pelargir as well as Arnak. I recruited these units. But instead I will take these three. There we are. We'll send them west as well. And there we are. I think, like I said, we'll put a spending freeze on for now, just so that we can build our new barracks in the Black Gate. Unfortunately, it is a little bit expensive, and our profits aren't looking great. So it may be a turn or two until we build that. But anyway, I think, yeah, that's about it for this turn. Well, unfortunately, Zagbug has been intercepted by Captain Sidian on his way to Thornburg, and I think somehow they know. They know that he is the chosen one, and we have no we have no option but to auto-resolve the fucking assault, and I'm hoping he survives, and he has done. Is he going to retreat all the way to Thorn? Oh my god, he actually made it. Oh man, the Sylvan Elves actually managed. They did me a favor, in reality. They did me a favor because they gave leg bug. Just an absolute boost so that he arrived in Thornburg. Anyway, the Dalish tried to assassinate Dwarf War, which is actually a really annoying feature or aspect of the Third Age, is that assassins can very easily kill my Nazgul. It's just an absolute immersion breaker. But anyway, he failed miserably and he got counter-assassinated. Ugrat, our diplomat, outside of Tier Thorn, is not doing anything. Perhaps he... Oh, shit, we are actually losing quite a lot of money per turn. Wow, okay, I'm always skeptical about the numbers that appear to me in this financial overview. Sometimes they don't exactly add up 100%. But that's just fine. I think, in essence, we'll have to build our armies and then trim the fat, which is not a big deal. Zaglon is now approaching... Actually, you know what? We'll grab... I want to use Zaglon on the front lines as he was a man of the hour. Unfortunately, I do need some sort of governor in Minas Tirith so that I can crank the taxes ever higher. So as a result, I'll camp Zaglon in Minas Tirith, but we'll keep him on the back burner. If we ever need a lieutenant of some kind, we'll get him involved. We've got Zagrad ready to assume the governorship of Aldborg. Dawndeath, outside of Aldborg, ready to assume the, what would you say, the leadership of the army, I suppose. First of all, he is going to receive a unit of Olaghai. And in addition, he is going to get some ballistas. And then we will get a bunch of elite units. See, the problem here is I've got like 20... 30 units that I have to sort through. So I think what I'll do is I'll just sort through all of my units off camera and then I'll show you the results when I'm done. Okay, so here is what I've done. I've got Dawndeath here. He's got a unit of Olaghai, ballistas, 2 Uruks, halberds, 2 units of Morning Guard, 2 units of Orc Band, which will form our spear line. There we are, 5 units in total. We've got 2 units of Orc Archers, 2 units of Maulers, and the rest is just Raiders. Unfortunately, Adu, who is my second choice, I mean, just look at the experience on his unit, my gosh. I've got Zagrad in Aldborg and Hormorath in Edoras as well, I should mention. Yes, he has 2 units of Orc Band, 2 units of Halberds, and a unit of Morning Guard with an additional unit on the way. That will be the Spear Line. He has 1 unit of Uruks, 2 units of Scouts, and 2 Raiders and 2 Maulers, with an additional unit of Raiders on the way. And I have sent a few units back to the homelands for retraining, such as these trolls. As well as, well, that's Zaglon, my mistake. He will be heading towards Minas Tirith. And then, of course, we've got our units in Pelargir that I'd completely forgotten about. They will be heading towards the front lines eventually. I will just leave these guys here for now as they get free upkeep. And we are in the shit financially yet again. But anyway, Adu's army will be reinforced quite heavily once these guys appear. So it's 3 turns away. That will give him some trolls, a unit of ballistas, and then just some generic infantry. And that's about it for our armies in the west. They will march on Waldburg as well as Tirith Anduin when the time comes. Lugbag will take a look at Tirith Anduin, and in fact, he might as well try to infiltrate the place. And he failed, as my spies often do. I mean, you tend to notice when an Orcish spy attempts to infiltrate your city. We'll send Lunmaz instead. See, here's the thing. I'm sending these guys on, like, potentially life-threatening missions, and I still have to look at their name tag. That's just, like, the absolute insult before they die. Look at that. 2 spies died trying to infiltrate Tirith Anduin. How depressing. So we've recruited a few more units. And that's about it. Okay, we built a heavy armor in Barad-dûr, meaning that all of our strong units there will eventually have just the best fucking armor. As well as in Minas Tirith, we are now able to recruit the best fucking archers, Uruk archers. We've never recruited these guys or even seen them So that is definitely interesting. Unfortunately for us, as I said, we are losing just an absolute shit ton of gold per turn, and that's probably not just as a result of my recruitment of units. I think that is most definitely related to my allowing of adoptions. I think in the past episode or two I allowed 3 adoptions, which was 1,500 gold coins, so it's kind of funny how my decisions on this are binary. Otherwise, like it's either absolutely no generals ever, because we will be broke, or it's yes, all the generals. I would love to be just fucking bankrupt. It's a little weird in hindsight. But anyway, as a result of our 2 spies dying in Tier Thorn, we're going to have to get Gazlun to just patrol back and forth between, what is this, Foldburg and Entwade, just so that we can get a good idea of what's going on. I don't know where Oswin went, where his massive army went, I don't know. We are going to patrol the Elvish borders along the Anduin as well, just so we can keep an eye on them. Really, we should be taking a look at the northern lands. Well, no, I think once we take Tirith Anduin as well as Woldburg, we can really start putting some hurt on them in the south here, because they have, like, no garrison. Karen Amroth, Karis Galadin, all these places are really important to the Sylvan Elves, I imagine. And they have no freaking garrison. Limelight Fort as well. Look at this guy's fancy-ass helmet. What I'm saying is we could potentially just roll these guys from the south, and they would never see it coming, as most of our conflicts have been in and around Thornburg. Speaking of, we do have a lot of units ready to head north towards Thornburg. I think what we'll have to do, though, to remedy this financial situation... Sorry, I was just thinking that we would have to get rid of our units in the north to deal with our financial troubles. Unfortunately, the thing is, we need a lot of these units in the north to build an army for Zagbug, as right now we only have 1 stack in all of the north, which is a bit of an issue. So I think what we'll have to do to remedy our financial situation is figure out what exactly Adu needs and what he doesn't. He does need a unit of trolls. Unfortunately, they are quite expensive. But he does not need 2 units of maulers, I don't think. He already has quite a bit of them. Yes, so we can get rid of these guys. Actually, we'll get rid of these guys because they don't have any experience. There we are. Control D would be a lot quicker, and that has not remedied our problems a little bit, or at all, really. These Orc Archers we probably don't need, but instead we can get rid of one of these units of scouts. There we are. Replace it with those archers. 2 units of orc bands. Do we need 2 units of orc band? Probably not. We'll be okay without, I think, for now. There we are. And I think maybe these 5 units will be good enough to give to Adu. Let's see. That leaves us with 1,000 gold coins in debt. Let's just check all of our cities for these kind of fucking guys that are not being given free upkeep, I suppose. Minas Morgul, Kirith, Ungul, all these places. For example, these 5 units, I don't know. We might be able to get away with those 5 units. Okay, let's see. But at the same time, what do we need in Thornburg? Just a lot of, I think, melee infantry. Not so much spears. Therefore, I will disband all of these spears with Control D. As I said, that is much faster. There we go. Now we are only 300 gold pieces in debt. Where can we trim some fat? Nowhere. Really. Once again, I'm wishing that you were able to kill your generals. Can I get rid of some of these scouts and archers, I wonder? I think so. Let's do it. Pew! That's 1. Orc archers. Do we need them? Maybe in Adu's army? Yeah, fuck it. We'll get rid of these scouts. We'll throw some orc archers in. There we are. That gives us 100 gold coins in debt, which I think we can deal with for now. There we are. We resolved our issues with money for now. Unfortunately for us, the true problem financial problem lies in the fact that we have just a shit ton of Orcish generals now, and that's not going to change for quite a while. So, in essence, we've traded like 6 or 7 units of infantry instead for 3 governors, which, in hindsight, bit of a silly decision, but whatever. It looks like the Runish forces are trying to, or they have drawn the attention of Howen away from Tier Thorn, which is just fine with me, because we are about to besiege the place. Look at this. We've got 2 rams, 7 siege towers, and a set of ballistas, and we are ready to fuck shit up. Here we go. We're going to get Dwarf Wa to assault, and we are going to absolutely destroy Lord Bane, which is the faction heir of Dale, as I have said before, and I think that will actually be quite a blow to the Dalish. So, I think we know exactly what's going on, so therefore, without further ado to fell the quiet, let us jump right in. Oh shit. I just realized I put a unit of ballistas behind this tower here, and no one is actually pushing that tower. I also just realized that apparently trolls can use siege towers, which is what we are going to do. Unfortunately for us, the only Dalish archers left, some longbowmen, etc., are beginning to roast my towers, and as a result, I don't have the luxury of time, you know, sitting here explaining every aspect of my siege to you fine folks. So as a result, we are going to begin our assault of the walls. Here we are. Okay, we've got a lot of maulers and halberds and morning guard, just a lot of units left in the wings here, for example. And let's see, some orc band, etc. So all of our units are now marching towards the gates, and we might as well try to shell the gates a little bit with our ballistas, whilst our battering rams, that's the word, I kind of blanked out there for a minute, whilst our battering rams begin the approach. There is very little forces on the walls here. Oh my god, these guys are just fucking eagle eyes. Look at this accuracy. Okay, well, as I say that, that one unit misses. Never you mind, everyone. Never you mind. Okay, right as we are about to assault the gates, some Dalish swordsmen march out, and my fucking trolls just burst onto the scene, and they're about to smash these assholes into oblivion. The only issue now with my trolls on the walls is how the hell do they get down? Let's just examine this for a second here. Look at the size of my trolls. Look at the size of the doorway. Look at the size of my trolls. Look at the size of the doorway. Maybe they'll just, like, do that thing, you know, like in Japan when too many people try to board the subway, they actually have people to push and cram others into the subway. Maybe it's something like that. We'll have one troll designated the Captain Asshole, and he will be in charge of making sure everyone else gets in line. Okay, it looks like the Dalish have forsaken their defense of the gate, and instead they are sending their infantry after my trolls. Weirdly enough, my trolls are the first on the walls. I suppose that they must be really good at pushing siege equipment, because, like I said, they are the first on the walls, so I wonder if that has any bearing. But anyway, my orc band are in the process of reinforcing. I think I'm beginning to lose trolls, actually, because they're being shot up, and these Dalish swordsmen are no sissies. Where did that troll fall? I couldn't tell you. Oh my god. They are actually just murdering these guys, though, so that's something. My orc band are beginning to push into the city. It looks like I've got one unit of raiders, and they're going to do the same. Some units on the walls here are going to do some fucking work. There we are. Okay, we've pretty much taken the fucking city already. Look at this. My orc band, unfortunately, are going to have to deal with a lot of these heavily armored spearmen. They are no match, but they will do just fine. Oh my god, my trolls. My trolls are taking a lot of wounds, but they are just absolutely dominating these assholes on the wall. It looks like I accidentally got my units to forsake their siege equipment. But there we are. We are now rolling up the line on these Athala Rangers. My Morning Guard are doing quite well. On this flank, we've got a unit of Maulers about to deal with these heavy infantry, who are pretty much the Dalish equivalent of Maulers, and therefore it is like a who's who of just absolutely wrecking shit. I totally forgot my one unit of Uruks is nowhere near in position to be useful in this battle at the moment. Okay, we've got a lot of Orc Raiders which are going to flank these spearmen in the rear. Looks like my trolls just absolutely dominated those spearmen, or swordsmen rather. Not a bad situation. Okay, we're going to speed up the battle a bit until... Okay, yeah, I missed that a little bit, but my trolls just somehow warped through the doors down to ground level, and now they are just totally teaching these Dalish a fucking lesson. Okay, these Rangers are no more, essentially. My Maulers are not doing well against these Dale's men, rather, because it seems that they just teleported into the center of my unit, and as a result, they are being taking like some serious flanking penalties. Okay, we're gonna have to get Dwarf Wine here to do some damage. We've got some heavy infantry here, some Bardachet men potentially. And as a result, we'll intercept with our, Orc bands. We'll get our Morning Guard involved as well. Seriously, our Maulers are just getting dominated, my gosh. I've only lost one troll so far, and I would like to keep it that way, and these spearmen have nothing to do about it. My Orc bands have successfully intercepted those guys, so as long as we can flank them with, for example, these Orc Raiders, and these trolls apparently are marching towards the courtyard. Fuck it, let's do that. Let's get our trolls to take out these archers. Who else is here? Okay, we've got some Dale cavalry, which are light cavalry, and some of these Dalesmen, which will tear through my trolls. So we'll have to use our trolls to take out these... oh my god, we've just got an absolute mob of units taking on these Barding herd. We'll grab Dwarf Wah, who has been in the battle for like a total of 10 fucking seconds, and he's already taken a casualty or two. But those Barding herd, they're going to be gone pretty soon here. We need to take out these Dalesmen, who are actually an even match for my Maulers right now, so I'm not too worried. Okay, we're going to take Dwarf Wah. We're going to send him after these marksmen. There we are, supported by my trolls, who will in turn be supported by these 2 units of Raiders. Boom. Job done. Okay, we've got 4 more units of Halberds and the like who are going to storm into the city. These 2 Uruks are in fucking pike mode, and therefore they move incredibly slowly. I've got 2 units of Orc Band. Is this? No. Okay, I've got 2 units of Orc Band who are going to try to flank around and attack those light cavalry if we can. Let's see. Who all is here and why aren't they moving? Okay, we've got 1 unit of Raiders who is going to come around this flank into the courtyard, as well as a unit of Morning Guard who will do the same. There we are. Okay, so fucking Dwarf Wah is charging into the center of the courtyard, but my trolls somehow have beat him to it. And these Dalesmen want absolutely nothing to do with these trolls, and therefore they don't move. They don't move a fucking muscle. Look at them. They're absolutely terrified, dead-eyed, and terrified with their, I don't know, hewing axes. They look like Danish axes. This cavalry refuses to move as well. But that's why I sent those Orc Band around the flank to take care of them. Speaking of taking care of, my trolls and Dwarf Wah are just absolutely tearing through these archers, as well as the remainders of that spear unit. Yegads. Okay, I've got 1 unit of Orc Raiders that will support these guys. These guys will plug up this place, or that street, I should say. So fucking generic, the terms I'm using. This place, that place, street. Yeah, okay. I'm going to flank around with this unit of Orc Band, and they will force these cavalry into making the move. Look at that. We just knocked out the general. Literally just knocked him over the head and fucking clobbered his goddamn brains out. We're going to charge with our Raiders, and look at that. We are in the Citadel, or the courtyard, I should say, and now we can force these guys into an engagement, and wow, we've just drawn them into an absolute slaughter fest. as long as my raiders get involved and my spearmen get involved as well. I've got orc bands out the wazoo about to take out these cavalry. All my raiders are going to work on, whatchamacallit, those Dalesmen, I suppose. The Dalesmen, that's what they're called, the Dalesmen. They're like a fucking axe unit. And then we've already captured the courtyard, and once again I've got a, oh my god. I didn't realize that there was another unit of light cavalry and they just charged. Oh, there's actually quite a few more units. Okay, well in that situation, in that case, we'll get our Uruk halberds to come around the flank here, and they will outflank yet again, because I did have a unit of Morning Guard coming up this street, and I thought I had another unit as well, but I guess that is not the case. I do have a unit of Orc Maulers, and they will reinforce my Morning Guard. Speaking of mauling, my trolls are in place to handle this. I've got some spearmen bringing up the rear as well, some light-ass spearmen, and they will not be a fucking problem. I'm gonna bring fucking Dwarf Wall around the flank to take out these catapults. That's a really far-flung flanking maneuver. Maybe not necessary, but regardless, we do have all of these Dalesmen caught up in, like I said, this just absolute street of death. Unfortunately, my raiders are no match for these Dalesmen, as they have quite a lot of armor piercing and two-handed epicness, I suppose. Okay, so we've got some Morning Guard and my trolls involved, taking out these horsemen. I've got some Maulers en route to assist, and some Uruks en route as well. So we got yet another street of death about to ensue once we speed up the situation. We also have 330, my god, 3 minutes and 30 seconds until we've won the battle, essentially. Okay, my Orc Maulers are now charging in to do some fucking serious damage on the flank of these oh my god. Fucking, what's the fucking theme song for Thomas the Tank? I could not tell you, but anyway, that's just kind of what it reminded me of. Choo choo, coming through. Got some catapults here, don't mind us as we just mob our way through this battle. Anyway, our Morning Guard are doing quite well, holding against these Dalesmen. Dalish, I should say. Oh my god, these Dalesmen here we actually just dominated. It looks like we've got 15 men here left. I didn't even realize that, but the remainders of these Dalesmen here, as well as the light cavalry. Well, there are no remainders, first of all. First things first, no remainders. That is the rule of Orcish warfare, I suppose. Okay, this has gone quite well. We just got a huge amount of flanking going on. Our numbers have won us the day, and my trolls are just in the midst of it, which, oh my god, it could not have gone better. Look at that, we won. We've captured Tier Thorn quite handily. And, well, to be fair, we did outnumber these assholes quite a bit. Anyway, we may as well just end the battle here. Look at that, we lost 535 orcs, and we managed to kill 1,000 as well as capture the city. So all in all, it's been pretty good. We gained a huge amount of experience in our mountain troll unit. We did lose 2 trolls though. I just noticed that we lost a troll in the final seconds of the battle there. Although we did just heal one troll, which is quite nice. We healed 40 casualties in our orc bands as well. Anyway, that was the Battle of Tier Thorn, 3020, 3rd Age. Well, our assassination mission has apparently expired because Lord Bane has died, which is quite weird. I would say we assassinated him quite easily. My god, Tier Thorn, not as good as I was hoping. The income is not very good. It's only 1,000. But yeah, in essence, you could say this whole siege was an assassination mission. Okay, the Dalish absolutely hate us. Let's see, Near Rune. You can read this if you'd like. As usual, I will slowly scroll through it so you can read it at your own leisure. We'll take a look at the buildings. We have a barracks, which will allow us to recruit all the way up to Morning Guard. We have a caravan stop as well. My gosh. Caravan stops give travelers and traders somewhere to stay safe during their journeys. I suppose that is a building of Rune. Fairground, a blacksmith, crops, an inn, sheep farming, which we can't demolish, unfortunately, and night stables, which we will demolish for 1,600 gold coins. A town hall, a boyar, ballista maker, as well as a thieves guild. Very nice. Okay, so Tier Thorn, all in all, the buildings are quite nice. Like I said, the income is not as good as I was hoping, but it is actually being afflicted by like a plague right now. I didn't even realize there was plagues in Third Age. I suppose it makes sense, though. I mean, the men must obviously get sick. I don't know about, you know, the dwarves. Do the dwarves get sick? Because I believe the elves wouldn't. But what about the orcs? Would the orcs get sick? They are pretty much a walking pestilence to begin with, so... anyway, this has now tipped our income into the positive. And now we are making a profit of what? 100? 1,400 gold coins? See, this is what I mean. It says projected profits. We are not making 4,000 gold next turn. No. Especially if our projected treasury total is 4,000 from where it is now. It's just weird math. I don't know. I think our other is being affected by the fact that we gained gold in looting Tier Thorn once we occupied it. I'm not sure. But anyway, that's pretty much it for this episode. We have captured Tier Thorn. We'll take a look at the culture, which is 100% Northmen, of course. And we can build a Shrine of Melkor eventually once we build our barracks in the Black Gate, which will be another turn or two. After a short financial crisis, we are now back on track to build that fucking thing. Okay, so now our next move is to finish the acquisition and construction of our two armies in the west, and then we will, of course, as I've said, march on Waldburg as well as Tirith Anduin. So thank you everyone for watching. Please leave a comment about what you think we should do. Do you believe that it is a good idea to attack Waldburg and Tirith Anduin, or should we maybe just push all the way to the goddamn coast? I don't know. I think that would be a bad idea, but maybe you think it would be better to capture Entwade on the way. In which case, please leave a comment, make a case for it, and leave a like as well if you enjoyed the video. And yeah, thank you everyone for watching, and I'll see you guys next video. What are you doing with that? What? Oh, we've stumbled into a den, haven't we? Of a dragon? Oh!